Welcome to Crosstown Cardboard episode 90, which my mathematician friend has told me is a 9/10 fraction. We're 90% of the way to our 100th episode, but I'll let him handle it as far as the math. That's Craig at New York City Sports Cards, the math teacher, the soccer coach in New York City. And I'm Carmine at Carmine's Cards, self-explanatory, the sports storyteller down here in Greenville, South Carolina, by way of Ossining, New York. And on episode 89, Craig complimented my introduction. So now I'm going to try to live up to the standard that he set for me. We're calling this Hobby Hodgepodge for one reason, because we have, of course, a hodgepodge of things to talk about. We have a PSA submission I just got back, a trade that I did with a faithful viewer and listener of Crosstown Cardboard, which was really cool to connect those dots fully. Craig has three parts of his hodgepodge. He has what he called a slick trade. He has opening wax with a close friend from Bleecker Trading. And also, classic Craig, he found a card store while he was doing something else. So, Craig, I don't want to give too much away.
That's not just such a funny way of phrasing it. Found the card store while doing something else.
I kind of simplified it for the tease. Craig, first of all, for our faithful viewers and listeners, like we mentioned, can you please define hodgepodge, which we came up with for the title of episode 90?
We had so many different things we wanted to cover, just stories and happenings, but we couldn't come up with a central theme. So you came up with hobby hodgepodge. I love a good alliteration, of course. And the best definition of hodgepodge, I would say, per Merriam-Webster's dictionary, right? They always come in a clutch. An unorganized collection or mixture of various things to exhibit. So here we are. Here's our hodgepodge for the week.
There we go. So what do you think you want to start out with? You got three things and I have two things involving our hodgepodge.
Let me start with the PC card, because I always go back to Iowa Dave. Keep it about the cards.
Yes.
Right? It's our guy. PC card. I think I'm low-key becoming a jersey number guy. It gets to the point where,
whoa. This is a total switch. Jersey number was irrelevant for you. And then Jalen Brunson brought you into the fold as far as the jersey number.
I'm not out here seeking jersey number cards, but they seem to be finding me.
But you're liking them. You're now liking them.
Yes. And you do feel a sense of, ooh, I think this is a PC card because there's something a little special about it because of the jersey number. And I realized, I had an epiphany. Jersey number cards are cool for the teams you collect, because when you think of 7 in the Knicks, you think of Melo. When you think of 30, you think of Bernard King.
Okay, so maybe if you're doing more of the flipping side, the jersey number isn't as significant to you. Although it does add some value, but you're right. For a PC card and for your team, I never even thought of it like that. That's a great point.
So Aiden Hutchinson is the first young player that came to mind for the NFL. What number? I don't know, whatever number he is. His jersey number card, it will be marketed as a premium, but
I think he's in the 90s.
You get my point. You get my point here. So I say
90,
all that
97. I just looked it up.
So I say all that to get to this personal collection card here. My guy Mark, Big L Sports Cards on Instagram. I buy a ton of stuff from him. He recently acquired this really cool set I was not familiar with, and I'm glad that he introduced me to it. 2012, 2013 Panini Innovation.
Okay.
They had a game-worn jersey set, but there was also the patch variation, and some were numbered out of 15, 10, 5. So I ended up picking up a few from him, including, let's see if this works, Marc Gasol.
Oh, right? I did see you post that on your story,
Right, nice and chunky out of 15. Memphis, another Memphis, Tayshaun Prince. That time looks like the letter, also out of 15. This is a cool Knicks one. Kurt Thomas, number 40. Number 10 out of 15. So I got these three from Mark, and there was a Carmelo card that he had that I didn't want to buy just because whatever price it was at, it was cool. It wasn't for me at the moment.
Okay.
It ended up in the hands of a friend, Bogart Sports Cards. You ever do a deal with Bogart?
Yes, I think so. Yes. I've definitely followed his story sales.
Great people. So he ended up with this Carmelo card, and I'm like, I want it, but I passed on it too many times for me to want it now. And he's like, well, I know this is something you collect. Like, I don't want you to buy it. Let's make a trade for it. So I ended up trading him that Peyton Manning, that nameplate patch card from Gridiron Gear.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
And a Carson Palmer Leaf Limited game worn patch out of 10. Straight up 2-for-1 for the Carmelo. Looks to be part of the letter, numbered 7 out of 15 jersey number. So I was able to just trade for this straight up. And the 7, right, out of 15, like right under the 7 of the uniform. I just think that makes that really cool. So
yeah, that is, because definitely there's no, I mean, I can't even think of another number 7, but let alone for the Knicks, you think Carmelo, that's number 7.
And this real quick, just to go along with that, do you have any eBay saved searches?
I don't think I do, actually. That's one of the few hobby things I don't participate in.
I have a few, enough where I get about 8 emails a morning.
Okay.
I check them while I'm waiting for the train, and something came up that I liked, and it just so happened to belong to the store in Brooklyn Hot Corner.
Okay.
So I hit him up real quick. I'm like, yo, this card's for me. This is impeccable Bernard King. Again, jersey number. Game worn, numbered 30 out of 49.
They are finding you.
That's what I'm saying. So I go back to my collection. I already had this card. So I already had. Damn, when you get this lighting right. So now I have 2 Bernard King jersey cards. So this one is the regular Knicks uniform, the colors that we're familiar with now, number 30 out of 49. And now we got the old school one, also numbered 30 out of 49.
Wow. So
good stuff together. I wish I could get better. You could see like the pairing better.
I think the lighting was actually better before.
Yeah. But anyway, so 2 Bernard King cards.
Yeah, they got a very similar design too. If you're watching on the YouTube, that's like the opposite, like the Bernard King photo and the jersey window are kind of switched around, but they match together very well.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, a couple jersey number cards, game worn, the different Knicks era uniforms. So pairing those together is pretty cool. So yeah, I guess I'm a jersey number guy now.
Wow. So now are you going to start seeking these out, or you think the hobby universe, like everything's gravitating toward you as far as the jersey number, so it's just going to flow natural?
You couldn't have said it any better.
Okay.
What do you got for me?
Well, that's great, bro. Now you're you're sitting back and relaxing on the jersey number trend. So why don't I go through? I thought it was kind of fun with this PSA. Are they speaking to you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Go on.
So this PSA submission that I just did with my buddy Jack B. Nimble cards. The Simone Biles. Okay. I thought I got 20 graded. So in this submission. So I just asked him about, how many did I submit? Because he said 20 and I got 19. But you know what I didn't realize, unfortunately, Simone Biles. I had a Sports Illustrated for Kids. You know how that's the perforated page in the magazine.
Yeah.
And apparently PSA said that Simone Biles rookie card was trimmed or altered. So I didn't get that one got revoked.
Interesting.
So it was 19. Okay. And I was like, oh, wow, sharp edges. This looks great. Well, that was a little too good to be true. I didn't do my mental gymnastics to figure it out.
Nice.
But anyway, bro, so that one didn't count. So my total PSA submission was 19 cards. My buddy Jack B. Nimble Cards, as I mentioned, Grants Pass, Oregon's finest, submitted it for me. He knows what he's doing. He takes away the stress for me. So 15 of those cards I submitted in a bigger bulk at $19 a piece. 4 of the cards, or I guess it was really 5 of the cards, I submitted at $25 a piece. So my total cost with shipping and everything is going to be around $430. And out of the 19 cards that I submitted, you want to guess my gem rate?
I already did. I said 12 out of 19 gem.
I didn't quite do that well, but I did get 9 out of 19 with a PSA 10 gem mint rating. 5 got a 9, 4 got an 8, and 1 even got a 7.
Okay.
But it was a not a great one anyway. It was a Trevor Lawrence Prism Silver rookie variation. So I wasn't, I didn't need to do, it wasn't like super disappointing. So the 9 PSA 10s I got, 2 Bryce Young Silver Prism rookies. So that took those values from like $80 to like 200, 225. But right now is the football off season, so those might keep going up. I'll show some pictures up here if you're
Nice.
watching on the YouTube.
The reveal is very nice on the app.
The reveal is nice with the video. I'll take away the suspense just to get right to it for you. Kyle Trask, this is kind of a random one. Airborne rookie, rookie auto numbered out of 25. So, but who knows? If Baker gets hurt, he might be next in line. I got that a while ago, but I was just like, I might as well grade it. This one was actually cool. 2003 SP Authentic Larry Bird auto.
That's
PSA
a good grade.
10. So this is a good one because 2003, tough grade to get. There's not that many PSA 10s out there. I haven't checked the pop report, but that took. So if you look at like recent sales, I'm like, okay, the PSA 9 in that same card just went for 190, and I had it raw, before this. So maybe my card was worth 150. Maybe what am I going to ask for it? So a PSA 10 though, last sale is like 450. So I basically 3x'd. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you can debate what the ratio is, but 3x for a PSA 10 compared to a raw card. So that was a big one.
Fun.
So
Isn't it fun? Hobby math.
Hobby math is great. So if you just think about that one card, right? Because I know you like to say, is my investment worth it? You always, sticking with the theme of the numbers, you always look into that and try to figure out, okay, is this investment worth it? Well, just on this one card, it probably took the value from 150 raw with the Larry Bird SP Authentic auto from 2003, probably a 150 card raw, to now $450 in a PSA 10. And that's just one card. So that takes up 3/4 of my grading cost for all for all 19 of the cards. So you think about it that way. I got this at Culture Collision with you in Atlanta, Craig. This was actually at the Cards HQ trade night that I went to with Big Ken, our boy Sports Card Lessons. So I bought this Chet Holmgren Prism Silver rookie from a kid who was just set up there for $50. Looked good. Submitted it. PSA 10.
Boom.
So that's like 4 times the value on that one.
Oh yeah.
Nice that they made a good run in the playoffs.
So fun. This is so fun. This is why we do it.
Yeah.
Especially like we don't grade that often, right? We're pretty infrequent graders. So it's even all the more exciting when we do submit something.
Yeah. Oh man, and the excitement of the reveal, like you said, on PSA with the videos, and then also more importantly, the excitement of making money on your investment, which is the most exciting part. And just trying to figure out what cards look good. But so I got 2, just to sum up this PSA 10 reveal that I got 2 Bryce Young Prism Silver rookies come back in a PSA 10. 2, shout out to the New York Yankees, Aaron Judge Topps Chrome rookies coming back in a PSA 10. So 4 for 4 on Judge and Bryce Young. Oh, maybe I should trade you this one, bro, since you're headed to Colorado with your family. You're going out to the Rockies for you always go to the card show in Colorado when you're visiting family. This is Von Miller. This is a Topps Chrome rookie X-Fractor in a PSA 10.
What is that valued at?
Maybe we could talk, bro.
What is that valued at?
Raw, it's like 15, but in a PSA 10, I think the last sale was around 100, which I think has a huge cool to cost ratio for you if you're interested.
I might just have to. We might just have to work something out there.
Yeah. So that was my second to last one. And then my final one that got a PSA 10 was this Alperen Şengün. Some call him the baby Jokic on the Houston Rockets. Silver Prism. This one also got a PSA 10.
Solid.
So lots of modern, but also the 2003 SP Authentic Larry Bird. And I feel like don't give up on the, kind of some self-talk here. Don't give up on some of the older cards that aren't modern, submitting those for grading. Because like I submitted this Michael Jordan. This was a cool one. Bombardiers, top from 1998. Really cool insert if you're watching on the YouTube. This set was awesome. So raw, it's way cheaper. even at a PSA 8 grade, there you go. You got a nice
I have
Chauncey
this going
Billups.
out for grading a 90s card, Chauncey Billups.
Okay. There you go. So like it's interesting with those older cards that are maybe 20 years old or more, that even if you get a PSA 8 or a 9 is awesome, and a 10 might be put you in the single digit pop category in some of those cards, like this Larry Bird possibly. I have to do a little bit more research. But even getting a PSA 8 in this Bombardiers doubles the value. You know, a 25 plus year old card, just getting a PSA 8 can really increase the value. Whereas with modern cards, we think, oh, PSA 8, that's like the same as raw. Even PSA 9 with a lot of these, that was one of the other disappointments. Like I had a CJ Stroud Prism rookie, red, white, and blue, which is really nice with the color match on the Houston Texans. But getting a PSA 9 back, I'm like, this is the same value as a raw now these days, because, and Big Ken's done a great job talking about this because he does a lot of modern football buying and grading. But, the message really hits home, or the sports card lesson really gets to you when it's your own money and your own example going after it. I'm like, geez, so a lot of these, you really got to get a 10 with the modern cards to make any money on it. Like PSA 9, you're breaking even with the raw, because people a lot of times would rather buy the raw, take the chance that it gets a 10 rather than, have a guaranteed 9 in hand. I'm like, that kind of was a pretty crazy development if you think about it.
Well, you're learning this on the go. You're in the game now. You're in the modern game.
Right.
Look at you learning as we go. I'm so proud. So educational this experience is.
Yes. Thanks, bro. Especially when you speak like Yoda. But anyway, no. So what do you think about that? So, 19 cards. I got, like I said, 9 10s, 5 9s, 4 8s, and 1 7. But I probably, as far as a $430 investment, I'd say value-wise, I probably doubled my investment, on the grades that I got back. If I can sell for comps, and that kind of thing, you got to take the percentage, or, trading and so on, and what the value is going to come out to. But I feel good about that.
As you should. If nothing else, you have 19 more cards in your inventory to just mess around with.
Yeah. And liquid, lots of liquid with the modern football, which is nice too.
Good to have stuff. It's great to have stuff. And new stuff.
New stuff and liquid stuff, and now graded stuff. 9 of them are PSA 10 stuff. So
I'm proud of you.
Thanks,
hey,
bro.
I found a card shop while doing something else.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was Memorial Day weekend. Very, very popular weekend for youth soccer tournaments. So I was in the Pennsylvania area. Maybe I'll check our show analytics on Spotify after this to see what percentage of our viewers come from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
That's You're going to get it in Westchester, PA. That's a good spot.
Oh, you're familiar with it?
Well, because when I would tell people at the University of Scranton, where I went to college, I'm from Westchester, but it was New York, Westchester County, New York, but they would think Westchester, PA.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, soccer tournament with the youth girls team that I coach. And in between games, we go to Westchester, get lunch and everything, walking around. It's a nice town, a lot of bakeries, restaurants, shops. They had this vintage clothing shop. Look at this. World Cup USA.
Yeah.
1994, an original World Cup shirt from New York, New Jersey, especially.
That's nice.
Super cool.
I love vintage sports shirts. I'm wearing, Chicago Cubs here because of it. That's a nice shirt. How much did that run you? $30?
This run me 25. Great deal. Great deal if you know the game. Lee is the brand. It's interesting to bring that up because it's really no different than cards, especially people that run these shops. You buy, you resell, margins, you buy certain percentages, buy in bulk. It's really more or less the same game, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, while I was in Westchester, I hit up cousin Tony, let him know that I was there. And he's like, oh, there's a card shop, Wheelhouse. You should check it out. And I'm like, damn, you should have told me 20 minutes earlier. And I could have made it. But anyway. Finished our second game, went back to the hotel. I had like 2 hours to kill. So I could have taken a nap for an hour and a half or Uber to Wheelhouse Sports Cards just to get an experience in another city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So obviously for content purposes, I use my 1 hour and a half downtime before team dinner to take an Uber to Wheelhouse, just check out a shop in another city. And it was a good time. I was there for like 30, 40 minutes. Good shop, very clean. They have a cool way they display the cards all up on the wall, and then they have value boxes in the middle. One of the shops where the price is what it is. There's no negotiating. It's kind of just that's the price and that's it, which some
Huh.
do. I
Okay.
get it. But anyway, I was able to dig through the soccer value box. I mean, it's only right? I'm here coaching soccer for the weekend. I pick up this World Cup vintage soccer T-shirt. So the
Wait,
best.
okay, so there's something else was coaching soccer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I just try to make that full connection. Okay.
Gotcha. You understand now?
Yes. Yeah. I'm good. Yes.
Okay. Went to Wheelhouse and I just went through the soccer value boxes. You go to a card shop, you look for something that interests you or maybe some good deals. And I thought I did pretty well in the soccer value
Wow.
box.
You had quite a few pickups there.
So all unique in their own way.
Oh, I see a tie-dye.
Low numbered soccer cards. Very interesting story about the tie-dye one is he's a player on the Turkish national team and he plays for Inter Milan. Good player.
What's his name?
Hakan. I'm not going to pretend to like I know this guy. I'll be honest, but it's Hakan Kalhanoglu. I probably butchered that, but
yeah, it's okay.
Every time Card Club sets up at Bleecker, the showcase event, there's always these guys from Turkey that come by and they look through the Card Club value box because they like to collect Turkish soccer players. Right. So the last Card Club meeting was us going through everything and trying to find all the Turkish players so we had them ready for them. So
this could be that's good. That's a great lesson. I don't want to skirt over that. That's a great lesson to give to your kids in the Card Club.
Yeah.
To what's your audience and how can you serve them better?
Yeah. So we reflected on it after the fact.
Okay. There you go.
It's good stuff. So you reflect, you reprocess, and then you implement these new strategies the next show, and you're ready this time. This is like education.
Right. It's education. Right. Exactly.
But anyway, popular Turkish player, the tie-dye out of 25 and jersey number.
Oh my gosh, it's a magnet. It's a magnet to you.
The jersey numbers is what I'm saying. So a lot of cool, unique soccer cards. 8-card lot. I got a great deal for like $30.
Wow.
And it was worth the experience in itself. So one of the parents on my team was asking me about, like, I talk about cards with them sometimes when it just comes up. So my manager was asking me, like, what do you get out of it? And essentially I'm like, you hope to get some cool stuff, maybe stuff that you can go sell elsewhere. But it really is just kind of, for me, since I was a little kid, traveling with my family, when we'd go somewhere, we'd look for a card shop. So it's just like part of what I do.
Yeah.
It's always been this way. You travel, you look for a card shop.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
No, you've done it for, I mean, almost 2 full years of the existence of Crosstown Cardboard and long before that. But yeah, that's great. I mean, it's very similar. Like when you're discussing with your manager, what do you get out of cards? It's very similar to what you get out of sports, minus the physical activity, other than working the fingers out, ripping wax. But you get the family bonding, the travel, meeting other people, enjoying, accomplishing something, a community to share things with. So many similar elements. So that's awesome. So are you happy that you took the hour and a half to hit the card shop rather than take the nap?
Definitely. Wheelhouse. Shout out to Wheelhouse Sports Cards. Again, some cool stuff. I mean, maybe I'll grade some of it because just to have some slabs in the future. Nationals coming up. A couple months. Good to have some stuff with us. So
yeah, that's where I'm at. You gotta have some stuff.
That's where I'm at.
And I have this question for you about soccer cards. Do you think you can get better deals on soccer cards because a lot of either store owners or even people who are selling the soccer cards might not be as crazed about the sport of soccer or the players in soccer? They're not as well known compared to NBA, MLB, NFL. Do you get better deals because you're in a niche lane there?
Yes. Simple answer, yes. And that's why this is what I ended up with. You could pretty much recognize right away, you could tell there's not a market for this. Like this again, that tie-dye one in particular, anywhere around here, this card would not be sitting there for more than a day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Because of the soccer lovers in the area or the Turkish fellas in the area?
Just knowledge of the market.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. That was a little bit vague, but I feel like I can read into it.
Okay.
But you know what's interesting? You could combine the Turkish and your Knicks love. Have you thought about getting an Enes Kanter?
I did think about it because it's on my eBay watch list. I just haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. What you got for me? You're
I,
up.
I,
We're
I
just.
knew
We're
I
just
wouldn't.
back and forth.
I knew I wouldn't be ahead of you there. Yeah. So we're continuing the hodgepodge, but it's a quality hodgepodge. I feel like the only when we defined it, it was said disorganized. I feel like we still got some organization along with our variety.
Okay. Organized chaos. It's not chaos. We have it together.
Crosstown Cardboard Chaos.
I don't like that. That doesn't not have a good ring to it.
Too much alliteration now. All right,
Yeah.
freak. Let's scale it back. All right, back to the cards. So I made a trade with a new friend who's a Crosstown Cardboard faithful listener / viewer. I don't know where he consumes our content. I just know he's a fan and now a friend. His name is Aaron Wilson, and his Instagram handle is 2, spelled out TWO, but then he did it twice with the number 2 sports cards. So 2 sports cards on Instagram. He's got a great variety of lots of different stuff, modern, vintage, and a very cool guy, easy to work out a deal. So what I did was I sent him from my inventory, I sent this 1986 Magic Johnson Fleer autograph in a PSA 10 auto grade, no card grade. So I sent him that plus $40, and I got 3 cards. You ready, Craig? This also ties into the gradability because I'm going to evaluate them, see if they're good contenders for grading. So my Magic 1986 Fleer auto plus $40, and I got this Kobe Topps rookie. Your boy Giannis Antetokounmpo NBA Hoops rookie. And here's the big one. I mentioned the football quarterbacks in the recent episodes, and I stuck to my guns. Patrick Mahomes, rated rookie Donruss. So this is about a $200 card raw in the Mahomes.
Okay, and the others?
The Kobe is about 50, and the Giannis is about 40.
Okay, so roughly 290 value.
Yes, but I added 40.
Okay,
so
330. So Aaron Wilson, by the way,
yeah,
I texted him. I messaged him. He had mentioned to me he's looking for a Fleer 86 Magic Auto, and I messaged him back. I said, I feel like Carmine has an 86 Fleer Magic Auto. And then I said, I sent a picture of your Facebook post, and there was the Magic in the back, and it said, I said, I spy a Magic 86 Auto. So is that what happened here?
That is what happened, and I didn't mean to not give you credit, bro. I hold on. What was his initial message here? You assisted me just like magic. I mean, it really came. Oh, he said here. Oh my gosh, I totally goofed.
Wait, sorry, just to get the deal straight, you added the cash, or he did on top of it?
I added the cash to the Magic.
Got it. Okay.
So I added $40 onto the Magic.
Cool.
So I should have actually, I buried the lead. Bad reporting. So Aaron messaged me. He said, "Hey, Carmine, I was messaging back and forth with Craig." He name dropped you. How could I forget that part? And he said you might have an 86 Fleer Magic Auto for sale. He said, "Let me know when you have a minute, and thanks for all the content you guys put out."
How about that?
So that's awesome. So it already started the deal off on a friendly foot, and it was easy negotiation. I was just like, "Yeah, I do. What do you have for trade?" And showed me those 3, and I thought to myself, now that I'm on this little grading kick with the 19 card PSA submission that I mentioned, I was looking at the values of these cards, and they looked like they were in good condition from the photos, at least. Aaron seems like a quality collector. I know he's a good guy from talking to him. And I looked at the values, and I said, okay, the Donruss Mahomes rated rookie in a raw is 200. In a 9, it's 300. And then the Giannis and the Kobe, those are, star player rookies, obviously. But if you get a 9 in those, it also doubles the value from Giannis at 40 to about 80, Kobe at 50 to 100 or more. So I'm like, they're great raw. It's good value raw. And I move into more liquid cards, especially them homes with the NFL coming up. And also good grading potential if I can evaluate them, and looks like they're at least 9 worthy. So kind of got a few different ducks in a row there.
I love the way the hobby makes you think and work
Right,
mentally, right?
right,
Ugh,
right.
so like stimulating. It's great stuff.
It's like a hodgepodge of thoughts.
Right. That's good. I'm glad that connection was able to be made. You'll grade those. Again, you're just gonna have more stuff to play with. So that means the Magic was valued around 250.
Yeah, which I
That
think was a fair value.
cool to
It
cost
was,
ratio for a Magic 86 on card autos.
yeah, that's what
Solid.
I thought when I got it. So it
Nice.
made sense for me, and with the grading potential, and that's what I look for too. I don't know, like that's one of and different people. I'm sure people are much more of an expert at grading than me. But when you evaluate a card for grading, you're like, am I going to grade this? Am I going to leave it raw? What are some of the things that you look at? And I know you don't submit all the time, but when you are trying to submit, what do you evaluate to go or what will you look at with the soccer lot that you bought?
So I already have. The first thing is definitely centering.
Okay.
And well, first of all, is this card even worth grading or not?
Yeah,
Because
that's more what I mean. Yeah.
oh, okay. Because I learned that lesson, with that dual autograph.
Well, yeah, that was kind of a silly
Yeah.
fun thing.
These are all kind of really obscure. So I look at these as whatever some of these might grade. A lot of them could be real low pop, maybe even pop one, but is it even worth it for this to 9? But the way I'm grading it right now with someone PSA as a special, $16 a card.
Wow.
Tough to beat that. So I don't have a lot of cards to bring with me, for example, to National. So it would be nice to maybe turn some of these really random, obscure raw cards into slabs. I feel like they'll be able to more easily move that way. What do you think about that?
Probably, yeah.
Right. So these are a bunch of low numbered soccer cards, various players, rookies, gold out of 25. Feel like with the obscurity, maybe they'll be easier to move when graded than raw.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Good point. I definitely think with that kind of thing, it adds good value if it at least 9s. I think because they might not have that many comps either. And that's another thing to think about in the hobby hodgepodge of thoughts when you're evaluating a card for possible PSA submission is like for this specific card, because it's not like a blanket rule you can place over everything. For this specific card, will it add value if it at least 9s? Is the way I try to think of it. I mean, like I had a Luka Doncic Prism Silver rookie. It's like a $300 card raw, or at least last time I checked. Could be more with the run he's on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My goodness. So that card, I was like, man, if this 10s, it's $1,000. Goes from 300 raw to 1,000. And if it 9s, I think it was like in the 450 range. So I'm like, okay, 300 raw. If it 9s, I still make more than 100. Unfortunately, that was one of the ones that got an 8. But, still, I mean, I feel like you have to just take that volume is another thing that I've learned about PSA submissions. Like if I submit 20 cards, I'm going to probably at least make my money back because a good number are going to 10. But like, I don't know. I can't really evaluate it that close to know, like, if it looks decent, submit it. I feel like this is my, so the hodgepodge of thoughts I'm trying to boil down to a quick thing that I've taken for grading. If it looks decent and a PSA 9 will at least break even for me, I'm going to try to grade it.
I'm trying to take that mindset as I look through some of these right now.
Okay.
Let you know how it works out for me.
Because, like, of course, you got to evaluate the condition, but then you got to evaluate what's going to be my return on investment if it doesn't get a 10.
Right.
So I feel like that's my if it PSA 9s and I'll break even, go for it if it looks decent. Is kind of my or if the risk reward for getting a 10 is great too. Like that, like what if that CJ Stroud Prism red, white, and blue rookie got a 10? Ooh, that's a nice card now. So even though with a 9, I might lose a little bit of money on that one, the risk reward is worth the investment.
Overall, you hope between the losses, the break even, the wins, you come out on top. You seem to be doing well with that submission, though.
Yeah, I felt good about it because, like I said, a lot of people, our viewers and listeners, probably submit much more often than us. So for me to submit 20 cards, it's like, This is the biggest submission I've ever done. It's like a big deal to get it back for me because I don't do it often. And to get 9 out of 19 cards with a PSA 10 and probably double my investment feels great. And it's like an exciting gamble.
W. Big W. Speaking of exciting gambles.
Oh.
I had the greatest joy to open early to mid 2000s product just yesterday.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about this one.
I got back from the soccer tournament. My wife's out of town, so I did what I do. I pick a neighborhood to walk around in, and I just kind of wander.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, me wandering brought me past a Taiwanese festival, a Japanese food festival. I'm just coming across all these cool things around New York City, knowing my path would eventually lead me to Bleecker.
Okay, that's nice when you're wandering and you have a final destination.
Yeah,
I love your ability to just see what happens, and that's that's a great underrated quality to have.
Oh, in New York City is nothing better. So I go to Bleecker. I'm just browsing, looking for Denver cards, of course. Going to Denver soon. Gonna, locked and loaded to trade some stuff.
Think about Von Miller. He's a pretty big.
Oh no, we're gonna do a trade.
Oh, okay. Oh, we are. Oh, great. Oh, great.
So I let Jake know that I was there, and just hanging, talking, geeking out about cards as we do, seeing what they got.
Yep.
One thing leads to the next. He just kind of puts out a box of 2000 SPX baseball, and we get to ripping.
And how did that start? Was he just like, take me through the beginning of that?
That was kind of just happened. Like he was just looking at boxes. I didn't ask for it. We're just ripping.
Okay.
But the point was to just sit there with a friend, a true friend as Jake is, inside a Bleecker, getting to open a hobby box of 2000 SPX baseball. Tugged at my heartstrings because those are the products you grew up on. You don't really get to open that often. 18 packs per box, 1 autograph or memorabilia card per box.
Wow, 1 autograph or memorabilia in 18 packs?
Chances at Ken Griffey Jr. on-card autograph, double relic cards. So some cool stuff you can get, but nowadays numbered cards are everywhere. So they were known for this parallel, the Radiance out of 100.
Okay.
So Jake and I just get to rip it, and it's just a great time. Nice gold shiny cards from SPX Baseball. The autograph was unfortunately Nick Johnson from the Yankees. He used to haunt me when I was opening packs back then. On-card autograph, a little bit faded, but still cool to see an autograph from 2000 just in the pack. But we did pull a Radiance parallel numbered out of 100. It was a Bruce Chen rookie card from the Braves.
Okay.
But those are really tough to pull. They're not even close to every box. So to get one of those numbered out of 100 Radiance parallels was super cool.
Wow. Okay.
And
well, it's nice to meet up with a higher up at a card store, and then he just pulls a box off the wall and starts ripping. That's great.
It was for the love of the game.
There you go. So, so you got. I mean, how much did that box go for? Do you think?
I'm not really sure, but it was.
I wonder how much that box goes for, because it's kind of a not something you see every day.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was just a very joyful experience.
Yeah, that's great. Well,
I bought a Millway card. I bought a pack of soccer cards as well. So yeah, just good times in the West Village. And then I went to next door to Cards and Coffee. They had a Knicks card there that I'm not going to spoil yet, but they had it at a certain price, and they said someone really wants that, and he said he was gonna come back for it, and I said I would offer this. The people at the store said, if he doesn't come back and get it like he said he would, it's yours for that price next time you come in. So if it's meant to be, next time I'm in there, it'll be there, and we'll be able to talk about it. If not,
so you don't want to give it away. That might taint the juju.
Bad juju, yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at this SPX Baseball 2000 box, and looks like it's like $150 to $200 box. That's cool.
Yeah, just you don't see them everywhere.
But it wasn't for that. Like you said, it was more for the fun. And you got some. It's amazing how we take. I was thinking about this when you were saying that we take serial numbered cards for granted now because there's so many. But like you were saying, just getting one serial numbered card back in the day when we were hobby hustling 20 years ago, that was a big deal.
I totally forgot the best part too. Oh my God! Yes, there was the autograph. There was the Radiance number out of 100, but there's really cool inserts that fall like every other pack.
Okay.
And I liked the products then because it was pretty clearly defined. Like there are 3 or 4 different types of insert sets. There's this one type of parallel. It was simple, but they had this one really nice insert set called Power Brokers. And we pulled a really nice Mike Piazza. So
that's your guy too.
I only kept 4 cards from the box. 2 Larry Walker Rockies cards just to bring with me to Denver. Mike Piazza instant PC card, because it looks cool. We've got the story to tell.
That's a cool looking card.
That's what I'm saying.
Power Brokers. I like that.
Sweet card. And then this one.
He's got the forearm going too. He looks powerful in that photo too.
They had another insert set called SP Excitement. And I think we pulled.
Ooh, I like that. I like that wordplay.
4 or 5 of these. So I pulled this one, and obviously it's an instant forever PC card. Tony Gwynn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So Jake, who's a listener, cool moment there to get a Tony Gwynn insert. So these are the 2 cards I came away with, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
That's great. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, so it was a beautiful day. I was bopping around, eating good food, ripping some wax, buying some singles, good vibes in New York.
And I like that wordplay also on the Tony Gwynn SPX Excitement. They did a good job with that. Nice single or double by you. Just keep swinging. And it doesn't always have to be a Tony Gwynn with the values. It's a Tony Gwynn for that one for the experience.
And the story.
Right.
Okay. I think that's all I had.
That was great. I love hearing about that. And there's so much to learn, like you said, about these inserts. Like, we don't know. Like, there's so much more that we don't know about cards than we do know, even though we've had a podcast for almost 2 years.
Always learning.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, bro. That was fun.
Good stuff. Hodgepodge.
Yeah. I feel like that was some hobby therapy, too.
Yeah, we need that. We all need to just express our hobby thoughts. Keep it about the cards, though.
In your real life, though, you can obviously express yourself outside the cards. We're in a certain lane. We're literally in a box. We're in this, virtual box here, bringing you hobby content.
Amen. All right. Peace.